All right, if you're a student, you know this feeling. That looming deadline, the mountain of reading, and that constant nagging sense that you should be working. It's this universal student struggle, right? But what if you could actually trade all that stress for a feeling of control? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into.
First things first, you are so not alone in this. I mean, check this out. Research from Wilfrid Laurier University found that a staggering 90% of university students procrastinate. That's insane. Yeah, 9 out of every 10 students. It's basically a campus-wide epidemic.
And look, this isn't just about pulling a few all-nighters. The researchers at Laurier point out that the emotional toll is huge. It really is. This whole cycle of putting things off, it creates this heavy, heavy weight that doesn't just mess with your grades, it messes with your well-being.
Okay, so how do we actually tackle this thing? Well, we've got a plan, a 5-part plan. First, we're going to face the problem. Then we'll get into why we do it. After that, I'm going to give you a whole toolkit of strategies, show you how to design your day, and finally, how to make it all stick.
All right, let's kick things off by kind of reframing this whole issue. See, procrastination, it's not some character flaw. You're not lazy. It's actually a really human response, especially to all the pressures that come with being a student.
You know, the reason it's so crazy common for students is because you're dealing with this perfect storm, right? You've got a heavy workload, tons of time that isn't structured for you, and, oh yeah, an endless list of distractions. So this isn't just about managing your time better, it's way deeper than that. It's a complex psychological thing that we really need to understand.
So to really beat this thing, we've got to look under the hood. Why? Why do our brains choose to put things off? A huge part of it comes down to a simple brain bias. We are hardwired for instant gratification. Think about it. Your brain would much rather have the small, easy win of watching another video right now than the big, kind of abstract reward of a good grade that's weeks away. It's like a battle between your present self and your future self.
And when you look at these common causes, you start to see the hidden fears that are really driving everything. Perfectionism, for example. The fear of not doing it perfectly can literally stop you from even starting. Or maybe it's feeling inadequate. It can feel way safer to have someone think you didn't try hard enough than to think you just weren't good enough. There's even a fear of success. Like, what if I do great and then everyone expects that all the time? And of course, the big one, just being completely overwhelmed by it all. I mean, do any of these sound a little too familiar?
Okay, enough with the why, let's talk solutions. Think of this next part as your personal time management toolkit. I've got 3 really powerful, proven strategies you can start using, like today.
All right, first up, the Pomodoro technique. The absolute genius of this is how simple it is. Instead of staring down a scary 3-hour study session, all you have to do is commit to 25 minutes. Just 25 minutes of focus. It makes that first step of just starting so much easier.
So here's the breakdown of how the cycle actually works. You pick one thing, just one, and you set a timer for 25 minutes, and you just work. When that timer rings, you stop. You take a 5-minute break. Get up, stretch, whatever. You do that 4 times. And after those 4 rounds, you've earned a longer break, like 15, maybe 20 minutes. It's basically interval training for your brain.
Okay, next up, we need to make sure we're actually working on the right stuff. And that is where the Eisenhower Matrix is a game changer. It's this super powerful tool that helps you figure out what's urgent versus what's actually important.
This right here, these 4 boxes, this is where the magic happens. Okay, so anything that's both urgent and important, if that crisis, that deadline that's tomorrow, you just do it now. But here's the key, the stuff that's important but not urgent. This is your planning, your prep, the things that prevent future crises. This is the stuff you have to decide when to do. You schedule it. That decide box is where you stop putting out fires and actually get ahead of the game. The other 2, one's for stuff you can delegate, and the last one is for all the distractions you just delete. Get rid of them.
And now for our final tool, and honestly, this one might be my favorite. It's called Eat That Frog. The idea is so simple but so powerful. You figure out what your biggest, hardest, most important task of the day is, that's your frog, and you do it first thing, before anything else. And here's why it works. The idea is if you do the hardest thing first, you build up this incredible momentum. Suddenly, every other task on your list feels so much easier. You get this huge win for the day before you've even finished your morning coffee. Okay, so now we've got our tools, right? But a toolbox is pretty useless if you don't actually build something with it. So let's talk about how to actually put these tools into action and design your day.
See, you can't just use these techniques randomly and hope for the best. The real power comes from building them into a routine, a system that works for you.
The whole goal is to create a structure, so you don't have to rely on willpower all the time. So what does that actually look like? Well, here's an example. This is a method called time blocking, where you literally give every block of time in your day a job. So you can see here, at 8 a.m., boom, eat that frog, get the hardest assignment done. Then we roll right into a couple of focused Pomodoro sessions for studying. Now, this isn't some rigid rulebook you have to follow exactly. Think of it more like a blueprint you can totally adapt for yourself.
And of course, a great plan is useless if you don't protect it. You absolutely have to create a focus zone. This is non-negotiable. Turn off the phone notifications. Close all those extra tabs on your computer. And yeah, let your friends and family know your schedule. You have to literally fight for your focus time.
All right, we're at the final piece of the puzzle, making all of this stick. The goal here is to turn these new actions into habits, so being productive becomes the easiest option, not the hardest.
So what are the keys to making it consistent? Well, first, set small, realistic goals. You need to build up some wins. Break those huge projects down into tiny, manageable pieces. Seriously, super small. Next, stop multitasking. Focusing on one thing at a time is like a superpower. And this one is so important. Reward yourself. Celebrate those small victories. You finished a tough chapter? Great. That is absolutely worth a break to watch an episode of your favorite show. That positive reinforcement is what helps lock in the new habit.
And this brings me to what is maybe the most important takeaway of all. There is no perfect system. There just isn't. Maybe the 25-minute Pomodoro is too short for you, or you're not a morning person, so you need to eat your frog in the afternoon. And you know what? That's totally fine. The goal is not to copy someone else's system perfectly. It's to experiment, to play around, and to build a system that works for your life, your energy, and your brain. It's all about progress, not perfection.
So, that's it. We're at the end. You've got the psychology behind why we procrastinate, you've got the tools to fight it, and you've got a strategy to put it all together. The only thing left to do is to start. So I'll leave you with this question. What's that one thing you've been putting off? What is the first frog you're going to eat?